Sup nerds, I'm Tom.
I'm Wes.
Do you like really, really, really good two-player games? So before we get started, this video is brought to you by GameToppers. They're the sponsor of Neverboard Gaming, have been for at least 5 years, going on 7 now. And what we're filming on right here, we absolutely love them. We're going to have a purchase link in the description box down below for you to check them out.
So the base mechanic of Zenith is it's a tug of war. So you've got these 5 different tracks and you are tugging these discs back and forth trying to get them off onto your side. When you play a card to that column, you're going to advance that disc, and then a lot of the cards do other things as well. And then once you get the disc off onto your side, if you're the first person to get that color, you'll get a bonus. They'll put another disc there and that tug of war starts again. And then you can win the game by either getting 3 of the same color, by getting 4 different colors, or just having 5 discs total.
You're either going to play the card to the column like he said, and you do get a bonus. The cost is in the top left, that's in silver. You get a discount for every card of that color that's already there, right? Or, I mean, when you play it, it has to go to that color column, yeah. Right? But so if I play a third orange into this section that already has 2 oranges, well, I'm going to get a 2 cost discount. And if that card costs 2, that is a free card. But you only get one thing you can do on your turn, so you're either going to play it to that column, you're going to burn it to advance on one of these, they look like tech trees.
It's really just 3 different tracks you advance up.
Yeah, because they're instant abilities when you get them, but you get everything on that track. So when you advance to the first spot, you get what you're on. When you advance to the second spot, you get what you're on and what's below it. So when you get all the way to the top of the track, you get everything on that track, which is really strong. Yeah. Or you can burn the card to get this hand increase size token. You'll get it, it goes to 5, because at the end of your turn, you always draw up to 4 cards. Well, if you have this, you will now draw up to 5, and then if it comes back around to your turn again and your opponent hasn't taken this from you, you can take that action again and you'll flip it up to the 6th side. But in discarding cards to do that, there's also a hand, paw, or robot arm. So you're hanging out with people or animal people or robots, and that's what decides when you're discarding for the card token. That decides the bonus that you get. And it also decides the track you're going to advance on over on this side.
So it is important in this track that you do need the gold, and it's Zenithium, or there's a name for this resource. It's the gold. And these can be kind of tricky to get, but again, that track is super strong. So it's a resource that you definitely want to go for. Some
of the cards here will steal that from another player. I keep saying it's only 2 players. There is a 4-player variant, but like stealing that from another player or making them get rid of it, or it's a very difficult resource to get because it's so strong. Advancing on 1 track is really strong. As I just said, you get everything that's below it. But if you advance on all 3 tracks and you get up to, if you advance on all 3 tracks once, you'll get an extra bonus movement in all 3 tracks. The second time, you'll get bonus 2 movements and whatever. So diversifying, there's also benefits there as well. The only real complaint I have about this game, and I really like this game, I think it's very tight, very well designed, tons of fun, is the symbology can be a little much.
Yeah, you definitely need the resource, or not the resource, the reference card, just to kind of make sure, like, what does this one do again? Let me go check. But honestly, I feel like in our describing how to play, we almost make it sound more complicated than it is. Yeah. Because it is a very simple, like, you play a card, you do what the card says.
Yep. You're only 1 card per turn, and you have 3 options, here, there, or there.
The core mechanic is the tug of war, and everything else kind of manipulates that and helps you advance in your tug of war battle.
And I agree with you, because I do really like this game, and it is really simple at its core. Again, we've explained to you 95% of it. Yeah. The biggest complication does come with the symbology, and sometimes you'll be looking at a symbol and be like, I have to piece this together. I'm going to look at this symbol and that symbol and say, okay, I get what these both mean, and the fact that they're together on the card probably means this, which is like a barrier that I don't think needs to be there. And I'm saying that because I played this with one of my buddies who's not a big gamer. Like the symbology isn't too hard for us because we've played a lot of games that have symbology. So
it makes sense. Like, yeah, it makes sense that this and this together means this.
Like, we can intuit that even without some of these things. Like, I can just look at it and I'll be like, oh, the line on the middle means being in the center and the arrow pointing afterwards. No, I get it totally. But because I have built up this wealth of knowledge from other games that use symbology, and we're pigeonholing ourselves. I'm at the point where I'm starting to dislike symbology now. I used to hate it before, and now I like it, and now I dislike it again. I've gone full circle because I'm like, this is a barrier to entry to my buddy who was really enjoying the game. But he had to sit here and do this way too much that he probably doesn't want to play it again. Or definitely he's not going to buy it. And, like, again, we're patting ourselves on the back of, like, well, we can understand the symbology. So what?
You need someone to play it with still.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, how much more could it have costed to just print the text on the cards? You know, I mean, at this point, I'm kind of, like, starting to feel like, can we just put text on cards?
There's a place for symbology. There's definitely places where it works well. But I do feel like you can lean too heavily into that, where you're trying to use symbols when you could just use text.
Yeah. And again, I still love the game. It is in no way deterring me from playing the game or from me recommending it to you, assuming that you're not going to have a problem with the symbology. But I think it is going to turn off a lot of people, and it is a broad stroke in the industry that I wish we would start walking away from.
Getting back into this specific game, though, the game plays really quick. It's really simple, fast turns, just bop, 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 bop.
Yeah, we brought it to a restaurant and played it before our food got... Like, we ordered our food, played it, and then our food got there.
Symbology aside, I really enjoyed playing this one. It was a really fun tug-of-war, and it was one that, like, I was sad it was over, one, because I lost.
Yeah.
But two, because I was really enjoying the play. Like,
yeah. It's one that I want to play again and again. This might be one where we both have it in our collection.
But if you want to add it to your collection, there will be a purchase link down in the description below where you can get one.
And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe to... Wait,